Please do not take a vacation if you are somebody who is looking to purchase a home. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Baby, and if this is your first time here today, welcome, and if you're back for another video, then welcome back. So today we are going to be covering a topic that I recently covered in another one of my videos, which I'm going to put up here. And I decided to do a part 2 of this video because so many people messaged me and DM'd me, and also because I couldn't find a lot of videos covering this topic on YouTube. And that is the topic of home buying when you are a travel nurse. For myself personally, I have purchased 2 homes as a travel nurse, and I purchased 1 as a staff nurse. And I have to tell you that purchasing a home as a travel nurse is very difficult. It can be very difficult, and it is for a multitude of different reasons. So I figured something that would help a lot of people out is a video like this one, where I highlight the do's and don'ts of home buying if you are somebody who is interested and you are currently working as a travel nurse. I wish a video like this was around when I was purchasing my home. Luckily for you, I'm here and I got you. So if this is something that you're interested in, please keep watching, and also consider giving this video a thumbs up if it is a video that you thoroughly enjoyed, that you found useful, and also consider subscribing to my channel. And that just helps the girl out. It lets YouTube know that you like the video, and it lets me know that you like the video as well. And if you are really interested, then definitely consider also following me on Instagram, and I'm going to put my Instagram handle right here. That way you can follow me in my crazy life as a travel nurse, my journey in interior designing of my new home, and just also other random aspects of my life. So without dragging the intro on any longer, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is consistency. Consistency. As a travel nurse, one of the best advice that I can give you is to stay with 1 or 2 agencies. And that is because one of the #1 things that lenders look for is consistency. They do not want to see that you have worked for 3, 4, 5, 6, even 8 different companies within a 2-year span. When you are purchasing a home, one of the first things that you are going to be asked for is your employment history for the past 2 years. You are also going to be asked to provide W-2s for the past 2 years, as well as your tax returns for the past 2 years. If you hand your lender 8 or 9 different W-2s, it is not going to look good, because to them it shows that you just cannot keep a job. Now, you may think that a lot of people understand what travel nursing is, but believe it or not, our job is pretty unique, and most people do not jump from different companies every couple of months, every couple of weeks. Like, that's just not normal. The ideal borrower in a loan company's opinion is somebody who has 1 single employer, somebody who is full-time, who is salaried, and has 1 base income. They want to see consistency. Now, if you are somebody who is currently working as a travel nurse, my best advice for you is to find 1 great agency and just stick with it. 2 is okay. You can go with 2, and that's absolutely fine, but I definitely would not go with more than 2 agencies. Now, that does not mean that you need to be working in the same hospital for the duration of that time, because at the end of the year, it doesn't matter if you worked at 2 hospitals that year or you worked at 10 different hospitals. You're just only going to get 1 W-2 from your travel agency. So please, please stick to 1 or 2 agencies. Do not jump around when you are looking for a home. Stay under your pre-qualification amount. When you first apply for a home loan, before you even go and look at homes with your realtor, you are going to get a pre-qualification letter. Simply put, what this is an application that you fill out online. It's really short and doesn't really go in that deep. It basically just asks your salary and your debts, and then it comes up with a number that, like a roundabout number, that a bank feels comfortable loaning you towards the purchase of your new home. So just to keep it simple, let's just say you do the pre-qualification and it comes out that the lenders are comfortable with giving you $500,000 towards your new home. and you're just ecstatic, you're elated, oh my God, $500,000, I'm going on Zillow right now. I definitely would not recommend you start looking at homes towards the high end of what you are qualified for as a travel nurse. And the reason for that is because our income fluctuates, especially now with everything that's going on. 1 minute, if the numbers are really crazy, we're making a lot of money. Once the numbers go down, our income drops. And also every single contract is different. You may not be working that high paying 4-day, 5-day-a-week contract that you're currently in that has led for you to be qualified for $500,000. And what you don't want is for you to start your home buying process and you're making a ton of money, and then when you get towards the closing, when you're going to finalize everything, your income changes and you no longer in the bank's eyes make enough money to qualify for this home. So what I would recommend is, if currently you are qualified for, once again, let's go to $500,000, I would probably look for homes maybe in the 400 or even 375 range. That way you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. If you start wanting to work less, or if rates start changing and dropping, you are still in a safe zone, whereas whatever you're making at the time would still qualify you for a home. So definitely try to stay under what you are qualified for. Pay off reoccurring expenses. Don't pay down, pay off. So this is a concept that I want you to understand. When it comes to home buying, one of the things that lenders do is look for your reoccurring expenses. These are the bills that you pay every single month. And what they do is they factor in these bills and they determine if with the bills that you currently have, you will be able to make the monthly payments for your mortgage. Another thing that you may not know is lenders don't care about the duration of your debt. You can have 3 more payments left on your $800 a month car payment and they just don't care. So just to further illustrate, imagine you have a car payment that is $700 a month that you're going to be paying for 5 years. You also have student loans that are $400 a month for 10 years. To them, that $400 a month that you're paying for 10 years is actually better than the $700 a month car payment that you have for only 5 years, because to them it's a bigger chunk of money that you're taking out every single month compared to your student loans, which is less. It doesn't matter that the one that you're paying more on is for a smaller period of time. They just don't look at that. They just look at what the amount is that is coming out. So if you are somebody who is in the position to pay down those higher monthly payment, whatever it is that you're paying on, if it has a higher amount that you're paying, pay that off. Pay it off, eliminate it, because it just looks better when it comes down to the banks trying to figure out your debt to income ratio. Other thing that you're going to want to do is educate yourself. When I purchased my second home, I did not know, no one ever told me that banks do not look at non-tax income as income. When you are going to go and purchase a home and they try to determine how much money they are going to loan you, the only amount that they look at is the amount of money that you are taxed on. So for us travel nurses, that is going to be our hourly rate, because that is what we're taxed on. We're not taxed on our stipends and we're not taxed on the housing. And you will be surprised that even though you're making a ton of money take home, when you subtract those stipends, you may be making significantly less than what you really thought in the bank's eyes. So just educate yourself prior and just know going into the process that only our taxable income counts as income. Prepare yourself. So 2 time frames that I want to talk about is 60 days and 2 years. And I want you to keep these time frames in your mind because they are very, very important when you are going to purchase your home. So let's start with 60 days. When you are applying for a home loan, they are going to want 60 days of pay stubs and 60 days of bank statements, including saving and your checking account. So let's first talk about your pay stubs. Your pay stubs are going to need to be consistent. This is the word of the day, consistency. Your pay stubs are going to need to be consistent for the 60 days that they ask for. So this is not the time that I would take a vacation, that I would call out, that I would just be doing the most for the least, because what banks want to see is that you're making a set amount every single week. You can pick up overtime, that's perfectly fine, but once again, I would not call out and have 1 week where you're making significantly less, take a vacation or things like that, where you have a week where you don't even get a check at all, because that just goes into more inconsistency that you just don't want. Now, when it comes to your bank statements, what they're gonna wanna see is that, one, your pay stubs are matching what's being deposited into your account, and they also wanna see that random large amounts of money are not being deposited or withdrawn from your account. When I did my second loan, anything that was either taken out or put in that was over $1,000 needed to have a source, some type of paperwork trail showing where this amount of money came from. So this is not the time that you are going to want to deposit the $2,500 birthday gift money, anniversary gift money that anyone gave you to hold, money that your sister told you to hold for her because she's saving up for a car. Like, this is not the time for that, because once again, any amount of money that is deposited into your account, it needs to have a source. The bank wants to know that you're not, one, doing illegal activities, and two, that you are clearly able to afford this and you're not being gifted money to purchase your home. Now, when it comes to 2 years of income tax and 2 years of W-2s, kind of goes back to my first point, consistency. You don't want to hand the bank 8, 9, 10 different W-2s because you've worked with a lot of different agencies. You also don't want to show that you owe money to the IRS from your income taxes, because if you owe money, then you need to show them that you paid the IRS that money prior to you being qualified. So these are just the time frames that I want you to keep in mind if you are somebody who is looking to purchase your home. So next we're going to talk about the don'ts. These are the things that I absolutely would not recommend you do if you are somebody who is looking to purchase a home. So let's get started. The first thing that you are not, I don't want you to do this. Please, please, please don't do it. That is to take vacations that are longer than 2 weeks. Because anything that's longer than 2 weeks shows a gap in employment. Us travel nurses have this habit, which is cool if you are not somebody who is buying a house, of going on vacations. We worked all year, we made a ton of money, and now we're gonna take a whole 6 weeks off from Thanksgiving to the New Year's to spend time with our family. That is not what you want to do if you are a travel nurse. When you are filling out your application for a home, they're gonna ask for an employment history. They are gonna be looking for gaps in employment history, and you need to have a good reason why you did not have a job or any source of income coming in for 6 weeks. So please do not take a vacation if you are somebody who is looking to purchase a home. If you are going to want to take a vacation, one of the things that you can do that can help you out, depending on what company you work for, is to have a PRN job that covers you for that period of time. Some PRN jobs are very, very lenient in how much you actually have to work to still be considered an active employee. I remember one time I was working at a job and I did not pick up a shift for almost 2 months, and I technically was still an active employee. If you have a PRN job back home that you tend to go back to when you are not working and you're not having travel assignments, keep it. Because that way, when you do fill out your employment history, your PRN job will cover you for the gap that you are not actively working. The banks are not going to call your job and ask how many shifts you worked and did you work the entire month of December of last year. No, they're not going to do that. They only go back with pay stubs for 60 days, like I said. So if you took a vacation 6 months ago, you're good. You're in the clear. As long as your PRN job says that you were active employee for that duration of time. Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. I already covered this, but I just want to reiterate it again. Do not accept, do not move, do not deposit any large sums of money at all. Don't accept gifts from your aunt. Don't accept gifts from your mom. I know a lot of people, when they're buying their first home, their parents promise them, not a lot of people, but some people I know. I know some people's parents promise them some money when they are purchasing their first home towards their down payment. Tell mom to hold off. Do not deposit that money into your account, because like I said, banks don't want to see that you needed mom and dad's help to make your down payment on a home, because to them, if you can't make this down payment on your home, how are you going to make the monthly payment? So hold off on the gift money and don't deposit it into your account just yet. Don't open any new credit cards, and don't purchase a car if you can help it. So when it comes to the credit cards, that to banks is a revolving debt. And I briefly talked about that earlier in the video. So if you have a credit card and you can pay it off and just don't use it. Don't open anything new, because if you open new credit cards, they actually have to account for that as a debt, and also that can affect your credit score. And your credit score affects your interest rates and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you can help it, no credit cards. Also, don't buy any furniture. Don't make large purchases on your credit card. None of that. When it comes to the car, definitely do not buy a car before you close on your home, because that is going to be a large chunk that is going to be added to your debt to income ratio. Also, do not become a co-borrower for anybody as well, because to them that is now also your debt as well. Don't accept any contracts that have a low hourly taxable rate and high stipends. Any other time, if you weren't looking to buy a house, I would say go ahead, more money in your pocket, make it do what it do. But in this situation, absolutely do not do this, because it will affect how much money you qualify for. And that is actually the end of my video. That is the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long and you enjoyed it and just picked up these tips that have helped me secure not one but 2 homes. This one went a lot smoother though, I will say, than the first time. The first time it was a nightmare. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please comment down below denim jacket. And that just lets me know that you finished the video, and I will personally thank you myself. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram if you don't feel comfortable posting it up here. And also do not forget to follow me on Instagram as well, where my goal this year is actually to get to 10,000. I really want to get to 10,000. Why? Because I want a swipe up link. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I really want a swipe up link so I could post stuff, and it's just it would make my life easier. So yes, help your girl out. Subscribe to my Instagram. Subscribe to my Instagram. Are we subscribing? No, we're following each other on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram so I can get my swipe up link in 2022. So yes, that is the end of my video. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.